I'm political activist Bruce Mike Bongo, and we are just in the dawn of what previously we discussed here. That number one, there was no way completely that Raila was going to win. He was not going to win completely. This was in the offing. I mean, why would he win? And yet the Kenya's president already picked on Israel. Now, this is what made it look like an election of a religion in nature. And that's the reason as to why now the Muslim countries across Africa decided to now give their weight on the Djibouti candidate. So that is the reason as to why we are now having the AUC chair and its deputy, both from the Muslim world. Now, he was not going to win now, nor ever. And why am I saying this? Because even if he found himself, even if he managed to find himself on the cachets of winning the earlier rounds and even goes to the 7th round alone, I can bet it that he still could have not garnered the 2/3 majority of the heads of states at the African Union. That would have not been possible completely. So this is a loss, a very big loss to Kenya, and it is a very great disappointment, shameful in nature, because we had a beautiful opportunity of having the first Kenyan as the chairperson of the African Union Commission. But we failed with this. We failed to actually see into it that we clinched this seat. Why wouldn't we, for example, propose someone like Mukisa Kitwe? We would be having the glory home. Why wouldn't we even propose someone like Uhuru Kenyatta, a diplomat that has been tried and tested? But William Samoei Ruto decided to play with the African Union Commission chairmanship. He decided to prevail on it with the 2027 politics. And even to those that backed up Raila in 2022 and even previously, well, he lost. But all that you expected him to do was to put the government in check. He was supposed to be there as a vibrant opposition leader who was to then ensure that there is a shadow cabinet to put the government into check, so that come 2027 he would have already, exposed it to Kenyans how he was supposed to bring into fore solutions that are homegrown, those that could work to the populace of this country. But William Ruto chose to play politics with the African Union chairperson's seat. Now, if you look into it again candidly, you're going to realize that we wasted a lot of resources into this campaign. A total of over 10 billion was used. We had 38 senators and 32 governors, plus 218 MPs, 500 friends, several MCAs, plus others who went there with the buses. And William Ruto did not disappoint, just in the very way that he normally campaigns in the Kenyan borders, the very, very way he ensured that in the 2022 elections, he stuffed the bombers of Kenya with the Kenya Kwanza MPs to its brim before the announcement by Chebukati. That is the very, very way William Ruto ensured that over 3/4 of Kenyan politicians were present in Addis Ababa. And shockingly, they were not even allowed entry into the presence of the African Union Commission. And now, the saddest reality here is that Kenyans really had the greatest hopes that we are going to fight for this in Zenith. But unfortunately, what you can get into it is that Raila Amolo Odinga decided to join William Ruto in playing the political matrix. And that is the reason as to why he jumped ship and moved into the Kenya Kwanza administration immediately after the GNZ protest. Sadly, that was the front for liberation of this country. And what we saw later on was the situation where we saw the Githurai massacre and several other things. Abductions are rife, and we are also seeing a stage into which Kenya has set a precedence over you're being abducted now, the second time you're dead. And now, this is the reason as to why we have to put it categorically that Raila's loss at the African Union Commission was not majorly on the diplomatic front. There was much into it. The heads of states across Africa were looking into Raila Amolo Odinga against the mirror of William Samoei Ruto. The proposer of Raila Amolo Odinga to the African Union Commission was William Ruto. And there was no way under the sun that he could have won. All these presidents were clever enough, wise enough to have discerned that William Samoei Ruto was trying to sort Kenya's local affairs in the African Union Commission, to transfer Raila the other side, to deflate the ballooning pressure from opposition. That was his game plan. And unfortunately, Raila lost, but he was not supposed to be part of that race anyway. Thank you.